Hi guys, and welcome back to my channel. If it's the first time you're here, my name is Borossy. I'm a mom of two. I have a almost 4-year-old daughter and a 2-month-old baby boy. In today's video we're gonna go over his first 2 months of life. That was hard to say, but also like the general things that has been going on with him that I know goes on with all newborns. So hopefully this video is gonna give you some encouragement if you feel like you need it, and maybe gonna soothe some of your worries if you might have some. And I want to give you a few tips that I have up my sleeve that I have been using the second time around for just life in general with a newborn to make it more easy. Newborn babies go through a few different things that could be quite difficult and could be quite stressful if you don't know how to take care of it. So I have a little list of things that I want to talk about in today's video, but first we're gonna talk about a few like basic stats of him when he was born, how big he was and how much he has been growing. We're gonna talk about feeding, we're gonna talk about sleep, and we're gonna talk about his development milestones and that kind of thing. So when he was born, he was in the 50th percentile, and he was born in week 39 plus 5, so I was nearly 40 weeks pregnant when I gave birth to him. He was 3 kilograms 242 grams, and he was 50 centimeters tall, and his head circumference, I have his book here, his head circumference was 32 centimeters. When he was 1 month old, he had gained his weight past his birth weight, obviously. He did that around week 2. But he was 3 kilograms 880 grams and 54 centimeters tall, and his head circumference was 37 centimeters. So his head circumference has increased with like 5 centimeters. That's a lot. So he has been growing a lot, but all very normal, and I believe that he's still in the 50th percentile. He's waking up now, so I'm gonna get him and we can say hello to him, and we can talk a little bit about his development, like what he's able to do and that kind of thing. And then I want to give you some tips as well to what you can do to make life a little bit easier. So okay, now we're back and we are good. We are currently nursing. This is the only way I'm gonna be able to finish the video. When he finishes, I will show him to you. Yes. So that's like his stats. We do have an appointment to go back on the 12th, and we're gonna know how big he is actually now, because I believe that he has grown a lot in the past couple of weeks. But yes, for his first month specifically, I was so lucky. I'm still lucky, but he was so calm. The only thing he did was to eat and sleep and snuggle, and it was wonderful. It was so wonderful. I remember his sister, we had a week of that, and then she was with colic and she would not stop crying. She was 3 months crying all the time. So I never got to have that like calm baby, and I feel like this time around I did, and I'm just super grateful. So around week 2 we started noticing that he was very strong in his neck, and I tried to implement like tummy time quite early, like from when he was just a few days old. Even if it was just for 1 minute or 2, I would put him on his belly to see what he would do and that kind of thing. And he did lift his head when he was 2 weeks old, and I had that film that I put on my Instagram, so it was super cute that moment. You can go back under my highlight that says baby boy, and I believe that I have saved it there if you want to check it out. But yeah, he was 2 weeks old when he did that, so that's very early. I feel like he has always been very good with his like coordination. Like when he would get a pacifier, he would hold it for it to not fall out. Every time he sucks on it, if I'm not holding it or if I don't put something like against it for it to not fall out, it will. Yeah, tranquilo. It will fall out because his suction is like so strong, and it's just going in and out in his mouth like this. So he would hold it like this, and that's something that he has been doing always. Obviously he is not able to do it all the time, but it's like he realized that he can somehow. I don't know if that's possible, but it has happened so many times that I believe that that's what he's doing, like stay there. When he was just born, he would nurse. I'm probably gonna jump a little bit between my categories of things that I want to talk to you about, but I'm a little bit scattered brain, so I hope it makes sense what I'm saying. But he's exclusively breastfed. I introduced a pacifier like this. I have the silicone ones, the soft ones. I have a few different, but these are the ones that he prefers. So this is the one I'm using now. But I introduced the pacifier already in the hospital. This is something that I did differently from with my daughter. She never got a pacifier before she was 3 months old, because the doctors told me that that could confuse her if she were to be breastfed. So I never introduced it to her, and I think that it could have helped if we did. So this time around I wanted to test my theory. I wanted to test my theory that if he could have a pacifier as a soother as well, not only the breast, then he would be eating on a better schedule, and his stomach problems would be less than she did, or than she had. And I believe that I'm right, because I did introduce it already in the hospital, he never got a nipple confusion. He always knew that when he wants to nurse, it's for eating, like it's for feeding. And then the pacifier he only gets after a feed. I would never give it to him when he was hungry. I would give it to him when I finished a nursing session and I knew that he was full and did not need to eat anymore. Only for like soothing purpose I would give it to him. And that is the key to not get a nipple confusion, I think. So try that out if you are curious, and let me know what you think down in the comments if you think that is working. So he has his pacifier and he's using it every day. He gets it at night too, but when he falls asleep it falls out, and then I don't introduce it again until the next day. So he will probably sleep an entire night without it. But so the first month I would say that he would eat every 2 hours, also during the night, and that's the recommended like schedule, I suppose. But I think that a couple of times we slept through my alarm and he would be like 4 hours without eating during the night, and I would get stressed about that, but he would not lose any weight. And I don't believe in waking up a sleeping baby if it's not for something super important. Like, if they are sleeping, you should let them sleep, in my opinion. Obviously, if they are sleeping a lot of hours and you know that they haven't eaten well, then you can wake them up, or to dream feed and that kind of thing. But I would not be like on the dot every 2 hours waking him up after he if he was sleeping well, because I believe that the rest is also very, very important and crucial for their growth and development. So when he was about 1 month old, he would eat around every 2 hours during the day, and then he would sleep and eat every maybe 3 hours, I would say, the first month of life. And now when he's a little bit older, he can go longer during the night. So his normal schedule is that he falls asleep around, I would say, 11 at night, and then he will wake up around 4 to nurse, and then he will wake up again around 6 to nurse, and then I will wake him up around 7:30 because we need to go to school with Natalie. So I need time to you know, get him dressed and change his diaper and feed him a little bit more if he wants to before we leave. So that's the normal like schedule as of right now, and then he will eat every 2 to 3 hours during the day. He normally eats a lot in the afternoon and at night, and for a while he was cluster feeding, and that was quite hard because you can't do anything, and I felt very like limited in my time and what I could do. So I started to baby wear him in a like kind of a scarf. It's called Ergo Baby Wrap, the one I have, and it's super good. It was a gift from one of you guys, so I appreciate it. Thank you very much. I have been using that from at least once a day. He's usually a little bit fussy in the morning or before lunchtime, and then he's usually a little bit fussy around dinner time. So I will try and put him in the wrap to wear him while I'm doing like dinners and housework and that kind of thing. And he sleeps usually when he's in it, and it's very cozy, so that's good. My back feels a little pain after a while, but and also regarding the sleep, he likes to have a lot of noise when he's sleeping. So if I were to vacuum while he's sleeping, it's even better. Then he sleeps even better. And it's quite funny. It's obvious that he's the second child. With Natalie, we had to keep everything super quiet, and then she would sleep. But for him, because he has been accustomed to all the noise from being inside in the womb, with all the noise outside, it's like he's what he's used to. So that's quite funny. And I used to do a lot of housework when I was pregnant with him, and I used to do a lot of vacuuming. It was my favorite thing to do. So I think that's why he enjoys the sound so much. And that brings me to like his favorites, things that he enjoys. He loves his binky, he loves his mommy, and he likes his little toy. This little thing I got him is a stuffed animal and a lovey at the same time. I think you call it a lovey. And I use this to prop up his binky when he's in his stroller and that kind of thing. And because it's black and white, I think he likes it a lot, and he likes to sit and just watch the spots on it. I think that he started focusing his eyes on object around 1 month ish, and now he enjoys it. He enjoys to just sit and watch it. And are you falling asleep again? And he likes to be near when I'm like talking like this. He's used to hearing my voice all the time, so he's like relaxing now. He loves his sister, you can tell. He likes noise. He hates to be cold. He cries only when it's something wrong. He cries if he's hungry. He cries if he has like gas bubbles trapped. He cries before he pees and until you change his diaper. He cries if he has a dirty diaper that needs to be changed. And he cries if he's cold, mainly if he's cold. He never complains if he's too warm. I have to realize, so you need to check on your babies. Because he did get like a heat rash once when he was too warm. He loves his baths. That's like his favorite thing to do. And I enjoy giving them to him. It's a very nice bonding experience to give him the baths. He don't like to get lotioned up and that kind of thing. Is too cold still. In summertime I think he will like that more, we shall see. He's now in 56, in size 56 in clothes. I can still squeeze him into a few of the 50, and sometimes I will put him in a 62 pajamas, for example, for him to be comfortable. So that's what clothes size I'm using right now, and I would say that that's 0 to 3 months basically. So the last thing I want to mention is a few of my tips, like things that I'm doing this time around that I did not know with my first child. And one of the things is the introduction of the binky, like the pacifier, and how helpful that have been. With Natalie, like I said, she used me as a pacifier. Every time she would cry, she wanted to nurse, and she always had stomach problems, and she was always with diarrhea, and like baby diarrhea, like she would have green poop, and it would be very painful, to the point where she would have like blood in her diapers. It was horrible. And this guy, he eats when he should be eating, and when he needs to be soothed, I can give him the pacifier, and that's that. And he doesn't have any of the colic signs. He doesn't have any colic like she did. Sometimes he will complain about stomach pain, and that's when he has like air bubbles trapped. And usually it's enough to just sit like this and they will come out by themselves. So that's something I am doing differently that I feel like is working. Another thing is that to avoid him getting a flat head, because when they are this small, and when they sleep well, like he do, they are just lying down basically all day and all night, and I was super afraid that he was gonna get a flat head. So what I have been doing is that every time I put him down, I will alternate what side he's on. I'm not gonna put him directly flat back. I'm not swaddling him. I thought I would be swaddling him, but I'm not. I'm just putting blankets, like tucking them in on the sides, and he's content that way. But I will put him like in a slight side position, not completely to the side but not completely flat on his back, and propping him up with like his blanket underneath. That way I'm avoiding him getting a flat head. So that's my recommendation. At night is different. Now I'm talking about like nap time and when he's in a bassinet near me and I can watch him all the time. You don't want to have any like, are you holding me? Oh, look, he's holding my shirt. You're so cute. You don't want to have any choking hazards, so I don't recommend you doing that during the night. But when he's like in arm's length and you're watching him or them, then you can be a little bit more free. And also one thing I forgot to mention was when they are recently born, they are going through a change in their skin, and for him he was extremely dry on his body when he came out, or after coming out. And he was the first few weeks like changing his skin on his body, and then he had a while when that disappeared, he got like a cradle cap on his eyebrows, and then when that disappeared he started to get rashes, and when that disappeared he was with pimples, and when that disappeared the cradle cap came back and all his head was covered in that. So what I'm doing to cope and to like treat the cradle cap is that I will give him a bath every night, and I will wash him softly with the baby soap, and I will dry him after that with a towel very softly, and I will just massage it on his scalp to take out any of the dry skin that is loose, and then I will lotion him up afterwards. And I will also have baby oil in the bath, and for the cradle cap on his head I will like wash his hair with oil, like baby oil, and that way I'm slowly healing it. I can see a massive difference, and when I have the before and after I'm gonna share it in a separate video, but it has been working. But it takes time, and don't be alarmed if they are full of pimples and scratches and they look like a little teenager. It's all normal in the beginning stage of life. They are changing their skin and they are just getting used to the environment around them. That's what my doctor said, or the pediatrics told us. So because we were getting a little bit frustrated and scared that something was wrong. But yeah, that's it for his 1 and 2 months update, I believe. If I remember anything else, I will try and include it in a future video, but I want you to see. But now he's just so content and sleeping. I don't know if you're gonna be able to see. Yes, and his eyes, right now we think that they look blue. I believe that he's gonna have my eyes. You can see he scratched himself this morning. He has a lot of hair. The hair is now lighter than when he was born. It was black when he was born. He has started to get his eyebrows, and his eyelashes are filling in, and he's just changing so much, but still looks the same. We're just so happy with this little one. We couldn't be more in love, and I'm sure you can understand. You're so pretty. You're so cute. You look like mommy. Not to sound, I don't know. But Caesar say that he looks like me. I don't see it, but he say that he looks like me. My daughter looks just like her daddy, so it would be nice if I have one that looks like me. Yeah, I think you look like your grandpa. So that's gonna be it for us today. I will come back with more updates in the future, so don't forget to subscribe. I will also share other content with you guys, like my tips and tricks and my favorites and that kind of thing, but the baby updates will be coming every month, so stay tuned. See how they do. Yes, Shuri? Yep, and he's so cute. You want to say hello? Hello. And here is Daddy.
Quiero que me cortes el pelo.
You want me to cut your hair?
Sí.
Okay.
Que me when he comes.
Just so happy. Okay. See, I don't like the noise. Thank you for watching today, friends. And subscribe if you are new. Give the video a thumbs up. And I will see you guys in a few days. Bye.